What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. Now don't forget to like this video as it does let me know to continue to give you free picks every day. So make sure to like this video clicking that button down below. And I also did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group. And as you guys see, we actually got 20 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. So we're at a huge hot streak, but if you want to get 20 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $1,416 just yesterday, and another member who won $150 for the 6th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to Raymond Leon 127 who said let's go. So shouts out to him, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight to the first pick. When it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick we're talking about is none other than Dennis Schroeder, and this one is for 8.5 rebounds and assists, and this one actually is for less. Now looking at Dennis Schroeder, we've actually seen him go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games. Now this one's an interesting one because we do actually see not only has he gone on the under in 3 out of the last 5, but actually, 3 of these games are actually from this season. So looking more at that time frame, we did see on October 23rd faced off against Phoenix, had an 8 rebounds and assists. Then we saw on the 25th against Utah, had 8 rebounds and assists as well, and then 14 rebounds and assists against LA Lakers on October 27th. So very interesting to see there. Now obviously coming into this matchup, it is definitely going to be an exciting game. But Sacramento Kings do have themselves a very good matchup against Oklahoma City Thunder. Now looking at where both these teams do rank, starting off with Sacramento Kings, we do see Sacramento come in at the 11th spot in the actual Western Conference. Now they have a record of 1 win and 2 losses. That's a 33.3% win percentage. On top of that, they are 1-1 from home, 0-1 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. And they face off against Oklahoma City Thunder, where OKC are on a little bit of a roll as they are currently 4-0. Now they come in at the 2nd spot in the Western Conference, but they do have a perfect record. Also 1-0 from home, 3-0 from away, and are currently on a 4-game win streak. So very interesting to see there. Now looking at this matchup more in depth, we do also see that when it comes to the Sacramento and OKC matchup, looking at Oklahoma City Thunder defensively, we do see that they rank 4th when it comes to assists allowed, and when it comes to rebounds allowed, they do actually rank a little bit lower as a rank 23rd. Now, the reason why we do like the under for this is that first, we do see that assist-wise, OKC do a great job restricting assists. Now, when it comes to rebounds, although they do rank a little bit lower, when we look at OKC more on a per position basis, we actually see that Oklahoma City Thunder do a fantastic job at restricting rebounds to the actual guard position. So for someone like Dennis Schroeder, we are definitely expecting the under for this situation here. We definitely see someone like Dennis Schroeder going on the under due to these situations, and for someone like Dennis with his kind of usage rate for this team not being the highest, I would say, in this department, we are expecting more likely the under to be I guess a more probable outcome. So for that reason, I definitely would keep an eye out for the under. When you look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have him favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor there. So all in all, works out in our favor. So Dennis Schroeder, 8.5 rebs and assists for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about none other than Carlton Carrington. So Carlton Carrington, great player as we all know, and this one is for points and rebounds. So this one is another combo one for actually points and rebounds for 13.5, and this one is for less. Now looking at Carlton, we actually have seen him go on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games. Now looking at, those 5 games, we do see that 3 of them are actually from this season. So focusing on those, we saw on October 23rd, faced off against Milwaukee and had a 16 points and rebounds combo there. Then on the 25th, faced off against Dallas, had a 10 points and rebounds there, and then a 7 points and rebounds against Charlotte on October 27th. So it's definitely been fantastic to see when it comes to Carlton Carrington. And we do also know when it comes to this matchup, we do know that Washington have themselves a very, very good matchup against the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, looking at this matchup more in depth, we do see, starting off with actually Washington Wizards have actually surprisingly gotten off to somewhat of a decent start. I wouldn't say it's a great start, but a lot of people thought Washington weren't going to win a lot of games this season, but they currently find themselves in the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. Now, they have a record of 1 win and 2 losses. They have a 33.3% win percentage, and on top of that, they are 0-1 from home, 1-1 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. So very interesting to see there. Now, Washington face off against Philly, and Philadelphia have been on the other side of the table because they currently rank second with a record of 3 wins and 0 losses. So that's a 100% win rate. On top of that, they are 2-0 from home, 1-0 from away, and are currently on a 3-game win streak. So very interesting to see there. Now, coming into this matchup, it is definitely going to be an exciting one, but looking at actually Washington, we do know facing off against Philadelphia, it is going to be a great game. But looking at this more in depth, we do also see that, Philadelphia defensively do rank when it comes to points allowed. They do actually rank, not really the greatest, but not really the worst. They do rank pretty decent as they come in at actually the 20th spot. And on top of that, when we look at rebounds allowed, we also do see that 76ers rank 14th. So, they rank pretty, I would say, in that mid-tier sort of section when it comes to points and rebounds. So why do we like the under for this one? There's a couple of different reasons. The first being is that we actually have seen Carlton Carrington's kind of usage rate drop just a little bit, and it's definitely due to new strategies that this Washington Wizards team has actually done to really try to change kind of the game plan, and it has definitely taken a huge effect on Carlton Carrington's usage rate and his minutes out there on the floor, and we are expecting that to continue into this next game. Now, when we look at also the matchup against Philly, although Philly don't really rank too well, I would say very mid-tier, they actually rank very high when it comes to restricting points and rebounds to the actual guard position. For someone like Carlton, we definitely see him going on the under here. He is on a little bit of a cold streak as of lately, going on the under against Dallas and then going on the under against Charlotte. So for that reason, we are definitely expecting the under once again for this matchup coming into this one. So I definitely would keep an eye out for Carlton Carrington coming into this game. And with what the bookies have mentioned, or what we have seen from the bookies and what they have mentioned, we actually do very much like the under, as the bookies also have him favored for the under as well. So Carlton Carrington, 13.5 points and reps for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about the opposing side of this matchup, which is Maxey from the Philadelphia 76ers. This one is for 3.5 3-pointers made, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Tyrese, we actually have seen him go on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games. And we do actually see that, when we look at those 5, 3 of them are from this season. And looking at those 3, we see on October 23rd, faced off against Boston, actually had 7 3-pointers made there. Then October 26th, faced off against Charlotte, had 4 3-pointers made, and then 4 3-pointers made against Orlando on October 28th. So it's definitely been interesting to see when it comes to Maxey. Now, looking at Maxey or for Philly against Washington, we do also know that looking at both these teams and where they do rank, just to quickly remind you all again, 76ers undefeated, currently ranked 2nd in the Eastern Conference. And they face off against Wizards, who do rank 9th in the Eastern Conference with a record of 1 win and 2 losses. Now, coming into this matchup, we do also see that looking at actually Washington Wizards and where they do rank when it comes to 3-point percentages and all that allowed, seeing 3-point percentages allowed, we do see that the Wizards rank 22nd, which is interesting to see. Now, looking at 3-point attempts allowed, we see Wizards rank 20th, and then Wizards 3 points made allowed actually rank 22nd. So they rank very, very low. Now, the reason why we do like the under for this situation here is that when it comes to Maxey, he does have a massive kind of usage rate rate for this team when it comes to scoring. And what we have seen from Washington Wizards so far is they do like to hone in and play a lot of defensive pressure on actually, star players from other teams. Now, coming into this matchup, we do also know when it comes to 76ers, that 76ers have also played Tyrese Maxey quite a lot in the sense that he's somewhat leading the charge for this team. So we are expecting a lot of defensive pressure to be on Tyrese Maxey's case. It is kind of his team at this point, and that's why we are definitely expecting the under, as Wizards will put that defensive pressure. And as we mentioned before, Wizards actually do a fantastic job at restricting, guards, and they actually do a fantastic job at restricting guards from the 3-point percentages allowed, 3-point attempts allowed, and 3-point mades allowed. So all that being said, we are definitely sticking to the under for this one for someone like Tyrese Maxey. The Tyrese Maxey 3.5 3-pointers made for less, I think, is a fantastic pick. So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but Prizepicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So the first player you're going to be talking about is none other than Alex Sarr. So Alex Sarr, great player from none other than Washington Wizards, and we have seen him do a fantastic job so far this season, even though it is very early on. But he's actually averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and also has shot 54.3% from the field. So he's definitely done a fantastic job there. Now, when we look at Washington Wizards and also this next matchup, they do have themselves a very good matchup against none other than the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, it is definitely going to be an exciting game for sure, but looking at where both of these teams do actually lie, starting off with actually Wizards, we have seen Wizards gone off to a pretty, somewhat decent start. They currently have a record that puts them in the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. But on top of that, they are also 1 win and 2 losses. So very interesting to see there. Now, when we look at Wizards, they also have a 33.3% win percentage, 1-1 from away and 0-1 from home. So as we all know, when it comes to Alex Sarr, we are expecting them to really, play him in an interesting way, because when we look at this matchup, which is against 76ers have gotten off actually to a pretty hot start. 76ers ranked 2nd in the Eastern Conference, and they have an undefeated record so far with 3 wins and 0 losses. So they have a 100% win rate. They also are 2-0 from home, 1-0 from away, and are currently on a 3-game win streak. So very interesting to see there. Now, when we actually look more in depth at the defensive matchup, we do see that 76ers, when it comes to points allowed, they do rank 20th. When it comes to assists allowed, they do rank 11th. And then rebounds allowed, we also see that the 76ers rank 14th. So when it comes to, 76ers, they do rank pretty mid-tier in, most categories, and others a little bit lower. But coming into this matchup for someone like Alex Sarr, we do very much like the over for this situation here. Now, although 76ers have gotten off to a great start and they are a pretty decent defensive team, when we actually look at, this 76ers matchup, we do see that 76ers do struggle at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the center position. And we are expecting someone like Alex Sarr to be able to take advantage of this and go on the over there. So he definitely has had some pretty big games so far this season. When we look at the most recent 3 games, we saw on the 23rd they faced off against Milwaukee Bucks, had a 133-120 loss with 10 points, 3 assists, and 11 rebounds there. Then on the 25th, faced off against Dallas, had a 117-107 win with actually 14 points, 5 assists, and 9 rebounds there. Then had 21 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and also have to mention 3 blocks against Charlotte, where they lost 139-113. So obviously very interesting to see there, but when we look at Alex Sarr on a player prop position, we do actually see that they have actually done a fantastic job, when it comes to allowing Alex Sarr to really have a good usage rate out there and really play his game. So he's definitely done a fantastic job for the Wizards, and we are expecting him to have a similar sort of outcome coming into this game, especially against a team like this 76ers. So for that reason, definitely keep an eye out for the over. If the line is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over, because I definitely see a lot of great value there. So for that reason, keep an eye out for his line. And now getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about Colin Sexton. The Colin Sexton, great player for none other than the Charlotte Hornets, and he has done a great job, for Charlotte so far, as he's actually averaged 18.7 points, 1.7 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and also has shot 56.3% from the field. So when we look at Colin Sexton, he has done a great job so far. And what we have definitely seen is that he's definitely brought a lot of firepower to this team. And looking at the Hornets, they do have themselves a really good matchup against Miami Heat. Now, it is going to be an exciting game between both of these teams, but looking at where both these teams do lie, Charlotte Hornets have actually gotten off to a really, really big start. They currently rank 4th in the Eastern Conference and also have a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. So that's a 66.7% win percentage, 1-0 from home, 1-1 from away, and on top of that, they face off against a Heat team where Heat are actually only 1 slot below them. So Heat are actually ranked 5th in the Eastern Conference, have a record of 2 wins and 1 loss, and has a 66.7% win percentage. Now they are 1-0 from home, 1-1 from away, and are currently on a 2-game win streak. But it is definitely going to be an exciting game for sure. As we all know, when we look at Charlotte, we are expecting, a pretty fast-paced matchup. They do face off against a Miami Heat team where Miami do rank when it comes to points allowed. Surprisingly, they do actually rank, a little bit better than a lot of people thought, but they actually rank 10th, especially since losing some key players. But they still do rank 10th when it comes to points allowed. They rank 15th when it comes to assists allowed, and then rebounds allowed. They also do rank 20th. So unfortunately, they don't really rank too well in assists and rebounds. They do rank a little bit better in actually points. Now coming into this game, we do very, very much like the over for someone like Colin Sexton, however strictly just for the assist category. Now a big reason being is that when we look at Colin Sexton, yes, he has had some great point scoring games, but with a matchup like Miami, where Miami actually do a great job at restricting points, we are expecting that when it comes to Colin Sexton, we may not see the same amount of usage rate that we usually do see due to the intense defense, and also due to the fact that Charlotte Hornets do have a couple of other players in this roster that do a lot more of the scoring. So for that reason, I definitely see it more as a 50-50, where assists, we see that line being a lot of a high valuable play, where we can definitely see Colin Sexton be able to go on the over, as Miami Heat not only rank poorly, but Sexton also have a really good usage rate in that department. Now looking at his most recent games, we see on the 23rd, faced off against Brooklyn Nets, had a 136-117 win, and had 15 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists there. Then on the actual 26, had a 125-121 loss with 21 points, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds there. Then we saw on the 27th, faced off against Washington Mystics, had a 139-113 win with 20 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds there. So very, very interesting to see. Obviously, looking at someone like Colin Sexton, not only have we seen him do a fantastic job, but he's definitely remained very good when it comes to his usage rate over the past couple of games. So we are expecting that to continue for sure. Now, coming into this one, it is going to be an exciting matchup, but like I've always mentioned, keep an eye out for the line first. If the line is under his averages, definitely look to go on the over. But when it comes to Colin Sexton, like we mentioned, stick and focus on the assist line, because I see a lot of value to go on the over in that category. So for that reason, keep an eye out for it there. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about OG Anunoby. Now, OG, great player from the New York Knicks, has actually averaged 16 points, 7.3 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and also a 40% field goal percentage. So he's definitely done a fantastic job there. And when we actually look at, OG Anunoby and the New York Knicks, they have themselves a really good matchup against the Milwaukee Bucks. So when we actually look at both of these teams and where they do rank, starting off with the Knicks have actually gotten off to a pretty, cool start, as we actually have seen them be in the 6th spot in the Eastern Conference with a record of 2 wins and 1 losses, had a 66.7% win percentage, also 2-0 from home, 0-1 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. Now they face off against Bucks, where Bucks don't really rank that much lower, as they actually rank 7th with a record of 2 wins and 1 losses, a 66.7% win percentage, 1-0 from home, 1-1 from away. So they've definitely done a fantastic job there. Now coming into this game, we do actually see when it comes to OG Anunoby and the New York Knicks facing off against the Bucks. Now looking at Milwaukee Bucks and where they do rank, we do see when it comes to points allowed, they do actually rank 15th. Coming into assists allowed, we also do see that the Bucks rank a little bit better, as they rank 8th. And then rebounds allowed, we also do see that the Bucks do rank a little bit lower than that, as they actually come in at the 22nd position. So they do rank a little bit higher in that assist, but a little bit low in that points and rebounds. And for someone like OG Anunoby, he actually does have a higher usage rate in points and rebounds. So for that reason, we do like the over for someone like OG in both of those categories. Now, when it comes to assist, I would, steer away due to the fact that when we actually look at OG Anunoby and the points and rebounds line, he does have a higher usage rate there, and Bucks do rank a little bit worse in those two categories. So we are expecting OG to be able to take advantage of that. But coming into this one, we also do see that when it comes to New York Knicks, they do have themselves a very good matchup. But OG over the last 3 games, we saw on the 23rd, faced off against Cleveland, had a 119-111 win with 24 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists there. Then on the 25th, faced off against Boston, had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist there with a 105-95 win. And then had 14 points, 1 assist, and 6 rebounds with a 115-107 loss against Miami on the 27th. So very interesting to see there when it comes to actually OG Anunoby. Obviously he has done a great job over the last 3 games, and we are expecting him to go on the over in this next one, but strictly just for points and rebounds. So keep an eye out for the lines, and if the line is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about AJ Mitchell. So AJ Mitchell has definitely come out of the woodworks because he has impressed a lot of people so far this season, but he's done a great job for OKC, averaging 18.7 points, 4 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and a 46.7% field goal percentage. So he's definitely done a fantastic job there. Now, when we look at AJ Mitchell and Oklahoma City Thunder, we do actually see when it comes to them, they do have themselves a very, very good matchup against none other than actually Sacramento Kings. So looking at both of these teams, starting off with OKC have gotten off to a hot start, same with the Spurs, and they actually rank 2nd, tied with Spurs for the best record, as they have 4 wins and 0 losses and a 100% win rate. So 1-0 from home, 3-0 from away, and they face off against, as I mentioned, against Sacramento Kings, where Sacramento Kings do actually have a record of 1 win and 2 losses, and puts them in the 11th spot in the Western Conference. Now, they have a 33.3% win percentage, and on top of that, they are 1-1 from home, 0-1 from away. Now, when it comes to this matchup, it is definitely going to be an exciting one, but Oklahoma City Thunder and also the matchup against Kings. Looking at Kings defensively, we do actually see that Kings rank when it comes to points allowed, they rank 13th. When it comes to assists allowed, they also rank 13th. And then rebounds allowed, we also do see that the Kings rank a little bit worse, as unfortunately they rank 27th. So they don't actually rank too bad when it comes to assists and points at that 13th mark. So very, very average. However, coming into this one, we do still like the under for this situation here for someone like AJ Mitchell in the points and assist department. Now, a big reason being is that although Sacramento Kings do rank a little bit higher in those, a big reason why we still do like the under for this one is due to the fact that when you actually look at this, Oklahoma City Thunder team and their matchup against Sacramento Kings, Sacramento tend to play a very slow-paced type basketball. And since they play a very slow-paced type basketball, it's definitely had a huge effect on actually, teams in the past where they really struggle to get going, especially for a team like OKC who do like to play pretty fast-paced. We are expecting, them to actually have a little bit of a slower pace, and less pace means less volume and less opportunity to score. So for that reason, I definitely would keep an eye out for the under for this one for someone like AJ AJ Mitchell. And we definitely do see when it comes to actually AJ Mitchell and Oklahoma City Thunder, looking at his last 4 games, we saw against Houston at a 125-124 double overtime win on the 22nd. Actually had 16 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Then on the 24th, faced off against Indiana, had a 141-135 win in double overtime again with 26 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Then against Atlanta, had a 117-100 win with 14 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, and then 17 points, 1 assist, 7 rebounds against Dallas with a 101-94 win. So very interesting to see there. Obviously looking at AJ Mitchell and those 4 games, we have seen him do a great job, but coming into this one, we do like the under, as I mentioned, but strictly just for points and assists. So definitely keep an eye out for the under for this one for someone like AJ Mitchell. See a lot of value there to go in the under, especially if the line is too close to his averages.